welcome to Excel Basics. My name is Leah McGowan here, and I'll be stepping you through some very basics of Excel. The presentation context will be an overview, what is Excel, and terminology, Lesson 1, Introduction to Workbook, Lesson 2, Enter Data, Lesson 3, Edit and Formatting Data. Overview, what is Excel? Excel is a software application part of the Microsoft Office suite that simulates a paper worksheet. It displays multiple cells that together make up a grid consisting of rows and columns. And we'll further talk about it, but each cell is where you actually enter data. Overview and terminology. Workbook. Workbook is a work area made up of worksheets. When Excel is first opened, it defaults to 3 worksheets in a workbook, which is you are able to change, and we'll look at that. Worksheets. Worksheets are a grid made up of rows and columns. And cells are the area that the data is entered and stored and can contain alphanumeric text, numerical values, or a formula. Lesson 1, Introduction to Workbook. When you start Excel, you open a file called a workbook. Each new workbook comes with 3 worksheets, like pages in a document. So if you look at this page shot here, you see the first workbook you open is called Book 1 in the title bar at the top of the window until you save it with your own title. So it defaults to Book 1. Sheet tabs are at the bottom of the workbook window. Here you are able to add or delete sheets as you see fit. And you can also rename them to have a meaningful name. Once again, think of them as pages in a document. The worksheet within the workbook is made up of columns, rows, and cells. This is the grid you see when you open up a workbook. Columns go from top to bottom and have an alphabetic heading at the top. Rows go from left to right and have a numeric heading. A cell is where one row and one column meet. Cells are where data is entered. When you open a new workbook, the first cell in the upper left corner of the worksheet is outlined in black, and the headings for the column and the row in which the cell is located are highlighted. This is indicating that the active cell and any data you enter will go there. You can change the active cell by simply clicking on any cell you want to enter data into. So once again, the black outline indicates that this is the active cell. Entering data. You can enter 2 basic kinds of data in a worksheet cells: numbers and text. You can use Excel to create budgets, work with taxes, record student grades, track daily exercise, balance wedding budgets. And there are numerous professional and or personal possibilities that are just endless with the use of Excel. Let's create a simple list of all monthly bills. This list will have all the bill types with the amount that was paid. You will need these column headings: bill type, description, month, and amount. So in A1, you're going to type bill type for the first heading. In B1, you're going to type description. In C1, you're going to type month. And in D1, you'll type amount. Now once you have placed the headings, it will then be time to enter data. So you want to enter rows of data. When you're done, it should look something like this, where from A1, for the first row are just the headings for the columns, and then each preceding row is actual data. Lesson 3, Edit and Formatting Data. Sometimes you need to edit the data that you entered. This can easily be done in 2 ways. Double click a cell to edit the data in it. So if you double click on the cell, then you can edit the data. Or click the cell and then edit the data in the formula bar. And once you've done this, you will notice down at the bottom, the worksheet will indicate you are in edit mode. You can also format the cell and the data in the cell by selecting the cell and selecting Format Cells. So if you go to select the cell and click on the toolbar Format and select Cells, you can then format it. You have several options for formatting cells. You'll be presented with a format menu, Format Cells, with several tabs. The first tab is the number. This allows you to format the number data to appear as currency numbers, date, time, or custom, such as Social Security, or however you want that numeric information to be presented. The second tab is the alignment. This allows you to format the alignment of the text in the cell. You can format it to be left justified, right justified, or center justified. You can also change the orientation of the text to be diagonal, horizontal, or vertical. You can also change whether you want the text to wrap. On the third tab, you have Font. Here you can choose the type of font, font style, the size of the font, the color, whether you want underline or any other special effects you may want in the font to appear in that cell. Then you have borders. This is where you're able to place borders around a cell as well as inside of a cell or diagonally across a cell. And you can choose the type of line you may want as well as the color. You can choose a single line, a dashed line, a doubled line. Then you have the Patterns tab. Patterns tab allows you to change the color of the cell and any patterns you may want in the back of the cell. And the last tab is the Protection tab. The Protection tab basically allows you to lock in or hide the context of the cell. This is if you don't want anybody to be able to change the data in the cell, or if you create a formula and you want to lock it so no one accidentally types over it, you can do so here. Format, and so now that we have an Excel sheet, we want to format the headings to look something like this. We want to change bill type, description, month, and amount to look different than the actual rows of data. So here we're going to bold the type, center justify it, and add a gray pattern. So what we want to do at this point is proceed to Excel by clicking on Start, All Programs, Microsoft Office Excel 2003, and here I will demo how to format the data.